everyone join us in the pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Glad to have you on this cloudy afternoon. It's better rain. That's coming later. Let's start with the approval of the minutes of the September 18, 2018 regular meeting, please. Is that Mr. Baker? Mr. Smith? Is that an all yes vote? Yes. Okay. There aren't any ones who signed in today, are there, Mr. Ellis? No, sir. Thank you. All right, let's go to presentation reports then. Mr. Gosney, our maintenance director, is going to give us an update. And he has all kinds of, usually has all kinds of things.
You never know what you can pull out of your hat.
That's what we worry about. Yeah, Greg, we know.
I'm going to go over some of the things we've been doing and talk about more detail some of the projects that we've got going on in Duval and sewer plant at the end of it. We'll talk about some things we're doing right now. The football field we are putting in, we've got the goalpost inserts in, just waiting on the weather for concrete, and we'll have the goalpost up. We also done, it's supposed to be here this week, but the rain has put that off. We're doing the deep seeding of the field to get it ready for next year, so that when we decide to use it, we can be able to use it next year. It was around $3,700 to reseed it all and get it ready. We've been over, it looks good. There's places that we have that's missing, but we think the deep seeding will really help it out. Baseball field, put the lighting in. We have an issue with the baseball field. We finally got that resolved Friday. The concession stand, when they put the lighting up the baseball field, they put 400 amp meter base to the back of the building. And they disconnected the concession stand because by code, you can only have one drop coming from a pole to a building. So what we've done, we figured out we finally worked with AEP, so we're going to be able to take what they want us to do, the 200 amp inside of that, and then route it around the top and then jump over. So we've got a fix for that. We're working on that now to get that done. Midway Modular Building, the awning, I've ordered the awning through the bid process on that. The bids are coming in around $9,000. We ended up getting it for $5,400. We paid half down, and it'll be here in about 3 weeks, and hopefully that'll be cover that area for the students. Faculty over in that area. Our roofing projects is on West Hamlin right now. West Hamlin, they got all the stone off of it and they worked on one section of it. We have had we had a leak at Guyan Valley. They come out and repaired that. It's a glue part on the drain, so that has been repaired. And then they have a gutter that they damaged. They will repair the gutter also. And Bob's roofing, we had a leak over at Hamlin on that roof, but it wasn't anything that wasn't part of the new construction, it's some of the old. So Bob's come out live about Friday week ago, and they fixed it free of charge for us, even though it wasn't their problem. So they're really good to work with. These companies have been really great to work with. Duval, we had to install a new drain in the roof, in the area they put a roof in, it did not have a roof drain. It was just running over the side. When they came in, they tapered everything in, so we put a roof drain, and we had to go in and go to the restroom, and we've done all that, got all that completed, it's all done. So. At Midway, we have a little section of Midway on the roof. There's a little section that goes upstairs that goes in between the old building and the main building. It's a 12 by 12 section. That is the area there, there's gravel and things like that. It's showing there's some leaks and some stains on that. It wasn't in our original roof project. But what I've done is I've got a cost from that to replace that. It's about a 12 by 12 section for $4,600. Now, they're going to try and put this in. Fairfax is the one that done it. They're going to try to put this in. They talked to Lenny Barker and try and get the SBA to come in and let us even though we're gonna do it ourselves because it wasn't part of the project, we're gonna let it come in under our warranty. And if it comes under our warranty, we'll get back $860 from our, we get a 22-year warranty on it, so we're working on that too. GB, at Gun Valley, we talked about, we put the nano beams between the main building and the weight room. So now we have communication between those buildings. We have a phone in there right now that's restricted to dial 911 only, so that's been done. I worked with Mr. Atkins quite a bit. We've got the phone system for GB and Ranger. Those have all been cut over and working on those, getting those all finalized. So that's been done. It leaves us 2 schools left to do our phone upgrades on, and it'd be really nice to get all that done. One of the things I've got quotes on we're looking at right now is a lot of complaints from principals. I wouldn't say complaints, that's maybe a strong word. A lot of concerns from the principals with the fact that we've got card access now to all of our buildings. So one card will be seen in either building. The concern has been there's a lot of buildings out there that people have keys to the doors and concerns about that. Finding people in your building not knowing why they're there. So we're changing out all the outside door locks for all schools except for Lincoln County and Polaris. And we're going to be doing that in stages. First one will be probably Hamlin and GB right now.
And is that going to be electronic access only?
No, that's changing all your outside doors to your main building. If they want, we have electronic access, so they'd have to request somebody other than not a school employee would need a card access to get in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you replacing the existing locks with new key locks or the electronic access locks?
New key lock. We have access on certain places in the building, like at the gym, the back access to the gym. We're putting card access in front of the gym down there. Front of the gym, or front of the main building and the back of the main building down there. Be certain areas that have card access. The concern with a lot of the principals, like that people was using keys to get into the building, not knowing who was where. The card access gives us the idea of like who's in our building or something.
And that's my point is, if we're going to card access in certain of the places at these locations, why not go card access at all of them so you know exactly who went in which door of which building?
It's mainly the cost of doing all of it, cost of doing all the doors. You'd have to upgrade all your HVAC controls and all that to allow all these AC ones. Cheaper for us just to designate certain areas and change the locks.
So
most of it just changing cores.
So basically, the locks that are going to be changed, though, will not be the main points of access at these facilities. It will be like an emergency access,
Exactly.
and the number of keys to these places will be very, very limited.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we'll have documentation. Now, one thing we're gonna have here is when I get done with the project, I'll have one, what we call a grandmaster, that will open any door in the county. And each door at the school will be individually keyed. The custodian, principal, whoever will have a master key, which will let them into any place that, or if they want to designate the teacher to have a key to that one door, we can designate that. And those are the key areas while we're looking.
You've been around this key business, and you know, if I get a key to something and a buddy needs access to that weight room, and sure, take my key and get a copy, and before you know it,
Right.
you got 200 people with access to one place and with no accountability.
Well, I'll just give you, for instance, that Mr. Davis was talking about that. He's really supportive in this. But he came into school during the weekend. There's somebody sitting in his desk with feet up on there on the phone. He's like, "Who are you?"
Oh,
You know, that's where you get into the key problem. Now, these keys that we're going to be doing, nobody can take it to Walmart and get it back.
right. That's an authorization code.
They're registered keys there. And what I'm looking at getting prices, if we get the key machine ourselves, we'll be able to cut our own keys. But you have to special order the blanks. It takes 5 weeks to get the blanks, so we're gonna have those in stock. Now, I can take that blank and take it to Walmart with my key. If you don't have that right, wait, you can't get it. We're just trying to secure it and make it easier for the principals to know when you have an issue, what's going on. On a card access, yeah, I'll give card access out to whoever needs them, that's fine. But at the same time, if you swipe that card, then I know at that point at 10:11, Mr. Baker was in our building. I can tell you where he's at, what door he swiped, where he went out, and all this thing. It's a tracking system.
Greg, let me follow up on this.
You mentioned Mr. Davis out there, for instance. Now, if they were having, I mean, are most of these like to get into the gymnasium, that
There's card access
the
there.
primary reason? I mean, that they would have to have an individual rather than through the regular school day, would have to get in there.
Long as they have a card and card access, they can swipe the card and go in anytime. Now, you can put restrictions on it, there's only certain hours.
No, I'm just trying to understand. So will there be key changes made at that school, for
Yes.
instance? Now I'm confused. If they're using the card, why do we have to?
You have other doors that have keys on them, that's other than the card
The
access.
car might let you in the gym, but you gotta have a key to get into the school from the gym.
Right.
Okay, so using that, let's say basketball, it's most obvious. So the coach would have a card to get in?
Yes.
But they wouldn't need a key for anything then?
No, the only keys to their equipment room or whatever.
Well, so I mean, the only thing they're gonna do.
Right.
Now, okay. Now, when you said there were these universal cards, does that mean that I can go, if I'm a teacher at West Hamlin, I can get in there?
Only if I give you access. Each school is individualized. In other words, my card that I have access to every school in the county. Then we have restricted access that's for, we've had to do some things with the, like at the kitchen area over at the hospital, some issues there. That's a very restricted area. You can't get in that unless Mr. Meadkiff goes in and Ms. Pritchard will approve it to get into those areas. But you can, if you, like our staff that travels from school to school, they'll have their access, but individually, each school is individually separate.
Okay.
So in other words, I only give, and there's certain places, I may give, like at Duval, you may only need access to the main building, not to the Montessori.
Well, that's what.
So those are things that we just do when we do
So
card.
a teacher, for instance,
Right.
would only need access to the front entrance?
Right, front entrance, and then, once they're inside, if they have a key to their inside door, that's fine. You can lock their door.
Their own classroom.
They have their own classroom. This is just to secure the outside of our building.
These non-professionals take a basketball coach, when season's over, it's his keys, or it's his white card done away with from that.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime, unless there's a restriction that says, the principal can buy, I don't want this person to have access to these hours, so you can do that, but there's no one out there we have like that. So they have, once I put them in that group wherever they're at, then they have access any hour of the day.
We can shut them down though, like if we don't want them to have
Yeah.
access after season.
Yeah.
So that's a complaint that I've had,
Yeah.
people were going in there.
At the end of the year, I go through the database, this is tied to the HVAC controls and all this stuff that we've done. I'll go through the database, people that's left the county, and then I get somebody will call me, principal, sometimes will call, say such and such doesn't need to be in the building. Two things I can do, disable their account, or I just delete. If they
Well,
left
once
the county, I delete.
basketball season ends at all the schools, not schools, do you deauthorize all
No.
those?
Because you're gonna have all kinds of youth sports and everything else that are using.
They may come in and
Well, that
practice or
coach may
something.
not be the same person over at the youth sports as over the coaches.
We know that, we can shut it down. Coach, the city coach is not gonna be back, maybe when he resigns, those kind of things, we can control that.
Well, but what you're saying though, is after basketball season ends, the coach still has access to the gym.
Because realistically, in this day and age, even our middle school coaches are gonna have their kids in there in some way, shape, or form through 12 months a year,
Well, you know, but I thought-
particularly here in Hamlin.
I thought there were
Great
only
coach.
certain times that they were permitted to do that.
Well, to have official practices, yes. But you can have a bunch of kids get together and shoot the ball around and whatever they wanna call it, shootouts and those things year round, that's not illegal.
That's what the parents complain about, because my little boy didn't get a practice, but you're the coach, your little boy gets to come in and practice.
And one of the things we're doing with that is that it makes it, your building secure, and the principals are comfortable with it, and we know what's going on in our schools. So, those are the things that we're working on.
I want the buck to stop with somebody.
Right.
I mean, if something happens at a gym, if something gets destroyed, I want to be able to go to the person that scanned that card to get in and say, this is on you.
Instance, what happened in Guyan Valley this week.
I'm not naming anything in particular, I'm just
I'm just
saying.
gonna tell you, what happened, there was an incident down Valley, they were playing basketball. And, one of the kids was with the parents, pulled the fire alarm. We worked 2 days on repairing the fire alarm. Called, key, walked in there, moved up, and so, those are the things that I can't tell you who it was.
I could,
mean,
cause
I'll
I was up there
probably
getting my
find
dogs
out,
and all
but-
that went down.
But if I had a card access, then I could say.
I know exactly who opened it, you want me to tell you later?
You put it in the gym?
Yeah, and then
What were they doing in the gym on the way?
they were playing basketball, the group was playing basketball, and they pulled the fire alarm, one of the kids pulled the fire alarm, then they ended up pulling the other one, which we didn't get that one yesterday. And the fire alarms up there, once you pull them, they have to be replaced, you can't reset them. So we went back off again this morning.
Now, you know why I've been asking all these questions, Fred? I'm first hand involved in this.
But then, see, that brings me to a whole other thought there, where you just think they're in there just shooting, playing around, then who's supervising? Who's responsible for it?
I think that comes down.
I mean, you don't know that, but I'm
Well,
just,
I don't, yeah, but I think
Okay.
that's one of the things why we do the cards. If they get a card, we say, hey, this is your responsibility.
When your
If
card's
you give it to
swiped,
somebody else, something happens, I'm gonna come to you.
but if the coach is there, and if the SSA permits them to be there, whatever time they're in there, okay, he or she are supervising. But for them just to go in on a Saturday, because, let's go, a bunch of us, boy, I mean, I would love that, that'd be great. But who's responsible as far as, somebody gets hurt or whatever, right?
Exactly. You have a liability issue there too, so.
Beyond right.
All right, so that's one of the things that we're working on. I actually met with them today, we're starting the process today. Softball field, we had an issue, it's kind of a strange, if you're interested in HVAC changed from R22 to R410A. That changed out about 5 years ago. So R22 you can no longer get, but the R410A, condensing unit outside, it's about 9 years old, but normally it lasts long enough. It has a little pinhole in aluminum, it's an aluminum coil. Most of the time those are copper and you can usually repair them, but you can't repair that. So I purchased a new condensing unit for that. We have it in to install and fix that area. Duval football field, we installed new door locks. One of the things that's happening up there is that people are taking it upon themselves, they reverse the door. When you reverse the door, there's no latch. The door jamb is on one side and now it's on the other side. So we're working on that. We fixed the doors and we got them to where they will latch. Because people put deadbolts inside them and you can't do that.
So that's been rectified,
It's been
that
repaired.
problem there. So now you can lock the coach or
We
everything.
can't lock it now. We do have one, somebody kicked one in up by the football locker room. We have that door ordered to replace, but the other ones we've made them to where they can be secure in the restrooms.
So the soccer and football team practice there and lock. Okay.
Good to go on that one, yeah, good. We've done the LED lights, I've talked to you about LED lights, and then this is something ongoing that we continue to do to cut costs, and it's really working out really well. At the high school, if you've been over to high school nighttime, you'll have part of the main parking lot lights that are all LEDs, really bright, if you've been over there. I have the remainder to do, the other 13 to do for the whole front. We're waiting for an OS day where we can get in there without the cars moving around so we can finish that project. We have that, just a matter of finishing that. We also have the hearts, we have 13 the sidewalk bollards that LEDs, we have those ready to go also, just getting to that. We did replace the LEDs for the flagpoles at Lincoln County and at Hearts that were in the concrete, so we've done that. We've done the blacktop patching, we finished that up, we done what we could. I know a lot of the principals were happy to see, at least we patched it, and these are issues that we're gonna have to look at. We're doing some repaving because it's just shot, but we've done our patching here at the board office, Midway, Duval, and West Hamlin. Any questions about all that?
Did you get all the weed sprayed yet?
The sewer plants, our sewer plants, Mr. Midkiff has signed all the contracts, and we've got all the bids back and all the bid bonds, everything's ready to go. We are set up for October the 4th here at the board meeting for a pre-construction meeting with, to go over it, and construction will start right after that. So that we're good to go on all that right now, so. One of the things at Duval, we continue to go on with Duval, and we look at the issues of Duval, is the concerning part with that. I know Mr. Midkiff and I discussed that we were really concerned. We found out there was some data that had to be adjusted on that, but continued on doing that. We actually contracted out with a American Geotech, which specializes in soils and things like that. And Ganti Patel, he is the one engineer we're working with. I had scheduling for him to come today to discuss some information, but he had a conflicting with another school he had to be at today, so we've got him scheduled for, and it's October the 30th, but on the school calendar, on the website, it says 31st.
For the board meeting?
Yeah.
It should be on Tuesday, the 30th.
Okay, so it'll be the 30th. So he's scheduled to be here on the 30th to go over that. Just to highlight some of the things that we've done the boring on the inside of the school. Went in there and we bored it and able to see what's going on. What we found out that is there's several areas that have void areas. What the void areas being, there's no dirt, it's just gone. So what they're telling me is that we're gonna continue to see the slab settling in the cafeteria area in that area. It's gonna continue to settle because there's nothing to support it. It was poured, this whole slab, this whole part of that building was poured on a slab just on dirt, basically. And when it's washed out below, we gotta find out why it's washed out below. But we've got void areas that 2 to 4 inches, and it's still in between that before you even hit the dirt, so. So we're gonna continue to see areas there that it's gonna break away and continue to settle on the slab. My concern is the second floor. What's happening with the second floor, and what's happening downstairs, and what's happening out front. When the walkway that's coming up to it, we're continuing to get gaps, continue to see settling on that lower end quite a bit. So we're gonna start Thursday, we're gonna be up there Thursday, and what they're gonna be doing is, we're gonna do, what they're proposing to do, we're gonna do 3 soil boring depths. They're gonna be 11, 5, they're gonna look at the soil samples, what's in that soil, 11'5". We're gonna do 1 boring to the bedrock. It's estimated that it would be 30 to 40 feet to go down, all the way down to bedrock. If not, we're still going to go until we hit bedrock. So we'll know where that's at and what's going on with that. We're gonna do 4 test pits around the building to evaluate the soil and why it's being washed away from underneath there. Concern I have, we have one area that's out front that the water line, the main water line comes up through one whole corner of the building, goes in the back of the kitchen. So that's an area there, and then concerns about roof drains, or the roof drains running in behind it. Is there a water seam running in behind the main building causing issues? We're trying to determine if or what's causing this, the dirt material to wash out from around the building. So he will be here on the 30th with everything, all of our reports, every report that we have, and his recommendations, what can be done, what would be recommended to be done. Currently, what we got from him, the building is safe. At this point, the building's safe. He doesn't see, the slab is just more of a nuisance, and it can become a trip hazard before too long, my concern is that. But the building is safe, but he will come back in and go over what's going on, what they think is going on. And the main column, the post that holds the upstairs, is my total concern. If we're having movement there, and that's a concern that I have. Why are we having movement, and do we expect that movement to stop, or do we expect it to continue on? I don't know. Hopefully he'll have those answers for us once we do the boring.
Are they still monitoring for the movement, or is that ended?
This last time on that back corner, we had 1.5 inch movement on the back corner of the cafeteria. A lot of places we had anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/2 inch movement.
And that was over what period of time?
It was from, it was a 3-month period of time from the last baseline.
But are we continuing to do these?
Yes,
this-
we're
okay.
continuing doing the baseline.
And
yes.
based on the most, not just the boring and things that were recently done, but based
Right.
on the movement data as well, we're still certifying schools safe now.
The whole purpose when we brought the geotech in was to.
Trying to figure out why it's moving,
Right, why it's moving and what do we need to look for?
to fix it.
To fix it or to monitor it. I wanna make sure we're monitoring what we need to be monitoring. I don't, like I said, the top floor is my total concern. Bottom floor, you know, with the crack, I understand what's going on there, but I cannot get my head around why I've got a wall that's 2-inch crack in the wall, and they're saying it's fine. So that's a concern of mine. I wanna know what I need to watch and what we need to do to make sure that building's safe.
I'm with you.
When they drill for the bedrock, how far down into the bedrock do they go?
He didn't say, I know we're gonna hit bedrock, it's not on what he's proposed to do, he didn't, I'll ask him that, but we'll find out.
But you realize there could be a gigantic boulder.
Right, and I guess they will know that, when they hit it, when they hit it, they'll probably, I know when I worked railroad, I'd drive piling, you count every little lick till you got the bedrock, so. It sounds different whenever you get bedrock, but, he'll be doing all that. That's it. Any other questions?
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Dodson hasn't covered today? Anything else? Sounds good.
Share something with him.
Go right ahead. We'll take a brief pause on this committee.
Share this one.
Attorney Tina's told him something that he needs to know.
Duval has.
Do you have any music to play or anything, Sean?
I believe